Welcome to the Fantasy Football Formula. Today, in week 3, we're going to be going over the Thursday night football showdown slate between the Steelers and the Browns. We're just going to kind of go through, I think, our favorite captains. It's an ugly slate. This is rough for our first one of the year. We're going to go through and just kind of with our favorite captain options, just build through lineups. This is not from a cash game perspective. This is all from like the high field. A lot of people in it, GPP tournaments, mainly like the Millie Maker type stuff. So got to get different. Like you don't. The biggest thing about these contests is you do not want to duplicate your lineups. If you're going to play a lineup that's going to be heavily duplicated, just don't put it in the Millie Maker. Put it in a smaller contest where you actually have maybe a shot to split it with less people, and you just can't win a lot of money when you are heavily duplicated. So, all right, let's start out.
Well, hang on. And one more key thing. If you are new to DFS, especially with these showdown slates, since there's only one game and there's only a 30-person select pool of players you can choose from, you got to be different. Like PB said, you have to be looking for off the wall plays. Even if that person, you're not expecting this person to, break the slate by any means, but like literally one catch for like 10 yards could win you the difference between winning and losing.
Right. Like you don't always need to play, especially in a game like this, like where not a lot of points are supposed to be scored. Like getting a guy that scores 6 points could literally be in the winning lineup.
Yep.
Do you want to share your screen while we build lineups?
All right. You see that?
I don't see your screen. No.
Let's try this again.
Okay, there we go.
You see it now?
Yeah. So let's hop into
So this is for me. Went a little crazy tonight. Looking for some winners here. So we're gonna go down to one of our favorite tournaments to enter in is the 50-cent tournament.
Just building these like dummy lineups just to like give people ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's start out. Who do you want to start with? Because I have a pool of about I have 6 captains for the slate.
All right, hang on, having some technical difficulties here.
You are?
Oh, there we go. It just took a second to load up. You see it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So I'm thinking, like, do you want to build out a Chubb? Like, I'm sure we should probably start with like at least building out a Chubb lineup.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, he's
okay. Well, first, like from an overview, are you going to be heavier on Steelers or Browns?
Probably Browns. I trust their offense a little bit more than I trust the Steelers offense. Steelers have one of the fastest
Corey, also you're quickly, I know this is like technical stuff, but how come it's just you on the screen? Like, can you see me on your screen?
Yeah, here, let me move.
Like, when you're sharing your screen right now, like, do I appear or am I just not on here? Okay.
Yeah, I have. I just moved you over, so you should be good. I'm like I said, I'm more on Browns for the fact that the Steelers offense I don't trust very often or trust very much. The first 2 games they've been they can't convert third downs. They were like one of the lowest teams converting third downs. So that being said, they're not on the field as much, and I like the Browns controlling this game. So I'm gonna be more on the Browns side.
Okay, well let's start with just a Chubb lineup. Got to get different because he's going to be the most popular captain.
Yep.
He's actually he's my least favorite of the 6, just because of how expensive he is.
Yep.
But just for the sake of it, okay. So we're going Chubb. I would say this is the lineup. You need one of the 2 quarterbacks. But if you're going Chubb captain, like I feel like it's better to go Trubisky.
Yeah.
Because Chubb's going to get out most of his points on the ground, doesn't really catch passes.
Yep. I like that.
Okay.
So if you're running with Trubisky, are you going to be running another Steeler with him?
Yeah, I'd ideally want like a pass catcher with Trubisky. So like even though I like the Browns to win this game, like I actually like the pass catching options and especially if I think the Steelers are playing from behind, They should be passing more. And I just think they have more talent in the receiver side of the ball. So I
Yeah.
think getting one of Deontay, Pickens, or Claypool, we should get in this lineup.
You know what? I
Or
like
or or
or
Frymuth.
or Firemouth. I like Pickens. Trubisky came out this week in one of his press conferences saying that they have to get him involved more in the offense. To look for like early in the game for like quick out passes for him to just to get involved and with
Yeah.
his athletic ability.
And he should be relatively low owned because he hasn't done a whole lot.
Yeah,
All right, you can put Pickens in there. Um, I kind of want another. We need to get probably another Brown in
yeah,
here. Um, I am gonna want like I'm making a rule on my lineups where I have I'm fading the Steelers defense completely
yeah,
because and then I'm going one of Brown's defense, and then one of the two kickers. I'm not allowing the two kickers to be in the same lineup, but I
yeah,
will allow Brown's defense plus another one of the kickers. So like that's gonna be a rule on the slate with how low the total it is. Like I think one of
yeah.
those three will be in the winner.
You start off automatically 10 points, and especially with the over under at 39. That's 10 points. And if you don't think they're gonna get there, even if they give up touchdowns, you're still gonna have a free 5 points or so, and with
Yeah.
sacks and all that stuff involved. So I like the Browns defense, especially with their pass rushers. I think that's a great option.
Okay. So now where are you thinking after this? Like I'm thinking, you know, some type of pass
Receiving.
catcher
Yeah.
option for the Browns, maybe like
Yeah.
either Amari, Donovan Peoples Jones, or Njoku.
I would say, Amari is going to be more heavily popular um, with his targets that he's collecting the first 2 weeks, especially last week. He was a catch monster.
Okay.
I would say with Chubb, I think if you're looking for Chubb and you're trying to get the most points out of this lineup, I would say Cooper has the most upside. But again, he's going to be more of the popular own. But people may be off of it, especially if you're taking Chubb. Um,
No, I mean he's gonna be like 40, 50. Donovan Peoples Jones is gonna be like in the 20 to 30%, and same with Njoku, like 20, 30%. So I would say for this lineup, especially like Pickens is so far like our lowest owned played,
yeah.
but I just think Cooper, it's not different enough. I think we want like Peoples Jones or Njoku.
Okay. I'd say go Peoples Jones. Njoku is talented, but you know what? Actually, I think I'd like more Njoku going against the Steelers linebackers and safeties than I do DPJ going against the Steelers corners.
I don't think the Steelers corners are that good at all. They've been getting absolutely wrecked.
Okay. All right, we'll go DPJ this one. So then leaves us 9,400.
So you can get honestly Kareem like going like
I'm thinking this.
Kareem Hunt. I mean, you probably don't because like if Chubb's reaching a ceiling, it's probably not likely Kareem Hunt is getting there. Um, but maybe we could go Fryermuth here to finish it off.
Firemouth.
Yeah, then it's a 3-3 build, but you have 24. You leave 2,400 on the table. You stack Trubisky with Pickens and Fryermuth playing from behind, and then you have Chubb playing with the lead, getting all those points. Like that's kind of like the game script.
All right, let me ask you this then. If this is the lineup and this is your player pool for this specific lineup, why aren't you putting in Trubisky at captain instead of Chubb?
Because I mean, you could like this lineup would work with Trubisky at captain because you have Pickens and Fryermuth, but you can in this lineup it works either way.
Okay.
But in this lineup we just have Chubb at captain.
All right.
But yeah, Trubisky works here because you have Pickens and Fryermuth. But if Chubb's the highest scorer on the slate, like and outscores Trubisky, he's still going to be there.
Yep.
Okay, so now let's move on. My next, or I have Deontay Johnson
Deontay
in
Johnson.
mind. I don't know if you have him in your captain pool.
He's one of them I was looking at for sure. What is going on here?
You need to go to lobby. and then join the contest.
No, I'm already in my contest.
Oh, Corey, what are you doing here? Yeah, no, you need to enter another
Upcoming.
contest.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so Deontay Johnson. So if you go Deontay Johnson captain, you're putting in Trubisky. Like some people don't. Like I get it. It's possible for like Brissett to outscore Trubisky, like rushes in a touchdown or something where he's optimal. But it's just something I always do. I always will stack my captain receiver with their quarterback. Okay, so then you probably want to get one of the Browns running backs.
Yep.
I would think. Like I really want to play like one of Chubb or Hunt in every lineup, and I'm leaning more towards Hunt, but
I am too. I like Hunt this game. Low scoring game. It's gonna be hard to throw the ball down.
they actually, and they're getting their right tackle back, and Hunt loves to run to the right side, and I think just on a short week after Chubb just like scored 3, like I think Hunt could be like more featured in this game.
I do too.
Just to rotate them through, not run one into the ground. So, okay, so we have Trubisky to Deontay Hunt. Or I like getting one of the kickers or the Browns defense in every lineup. So we could in this lineup, I don't know, we could probably go like Browns kicker to pair with Hunt, and that way, like we're fading Brissett here. Hunt scoring the touchdowns, then they get stopped a few times, and then you got the Browns kicker scoring the points on those drives. Okay, so now we have 7,900 left over.
2 spots.
Uh,
Let me ask you, are you playing any Najee?
yeah, I'm gonna have some Najee.
Okay.
I don't mind putting Najee in this lineup.
Okay. So it leaves you with 6,000 running backs, receivers, and then this is where you could go. You have, pretty good options here. You got the tight ends. You have, you still have Pickens there, and
You
then
could double up and go like Browns kicker and Browns D or something.
you could, yeah.
I would say on the normal slate you would not ever do that,
No.
but with how low scoring of a game this is, like it's very possible that could happen.
All right, we'll throw in the Brownies defense here. Leave you
2,200.
2,200 again. That's another good one.
Yeah.
All right. Put that in.
All right. Now let's run through like how you build like maybe a Najee lineup. So if you go Najee and the captain, you could either quarterback because Najee does catch passes, but he doesn't catch them that as much as he did with Big Ben. So it's more likely, I think, like Trubisky is more correlated with Najee captain. Or sorry, Brissett.
Yeah.
And then you probably don't want Chubb in this lineup at all.
Nope.
Based off of this game script. Najee and the captain, Brissett. This is maybe like Browns playing from behind, possibly if Najee's in the captain or something. So you probably want a Browns pass catcher here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go, yeah, Amari.
What about Donovan? No Chase? You don't like Chase this week?
Well, I want to pair someone with Brissett.
Oh, duh. Sorry.
Yeah, so I would get either Amari. Yeah, I mean Amari probably makes sense here.
I think Amari. You know what?
And
also, I like with this lineup is adding Kareem out of the backfield.
Yeah. I was gonna say let's get Hunt because then you got that nice correlation. Steelers, this game script, Steelers playing from ahead. You have Brissett throwing to Hunt and Amari playing from behind a little bit. So then this might make sense with a Steelers kicker.
Okay. Harrison Bryant.
Oh, yeah, no. Like Steelers playing from ahead, kicking field goals,
Mm-hmm. It leaves you 5,500. I think you need
Pickens.
Yeah, I was about to say I think you need Pickens here.
That's a nice lineup. Yeah. Yep, I like that. That's a pretty solid lineup.
Yeah, don't be copying my lineups now here, peeps.
Corey, we're building these together. I'm probably gonna have it's guaranteed some of these lineups. I'm entering 150.
Yeah, I know you are, you little snake.
So yeah, we might be sharing some stuff if one of these lines hit. Um. All right. So
We haven't
that's
done
not.
yeah, so that was Najee. We haven't done a Kareem one. Captain.
Yep. Yep. Let's do a Kareem one. He was in my pool.
Yep, me too.
Okay. So probably getting either one works in this one. Like Kareem could rush in for touchdowns, in which Trubisky is more optimal, but he also catches passes. So
Yeah,
you know,
brisket in there.
yeah, we could put him in there. I definitely want a Steelers pass catcher in this one. I just think like I don't think Mitch has thrown a passing touchdown to a receiver yet. I just that's not going to last very long. Like I think one of these receivers, Pickens, Claypool, or Deontay, is catching a touchdown this game.
I did too, and he also said that he wants to throw the ball more downfield, and they haven't done that in the first two games. So out of the three Steeler receivers,
I mean, the best matchup this game is Deontay Johnson in the slot, whereas Pickens and Claypool play more outside, I believe. So, but yeah, I mean, if he wants to throw the ball downfield more, I guess Claypool or Pickens.
I like Claypool here for
Okay.
a downfield threat this game. We've seen it
Okay.
then, so
Maybe with Hunt, you could pair we've done Peoples Jones and Amari. You could put Njoku in this one, like Brissett to Kareem and Njoku.
yep.
Um, and then I'd want to probably I mean, a kicker or a defense. This probably
Yeah.
makes more sense with a kicker
Okay.
because Kareem's in the captain. But I mean, it's possible like Brown's D could work, but like, yeah, I'd say.
And then we have a lot of money left over. This is a small build here, so you can literally go anyone on the field. And again, you don't have to spend all your money, so don't feel like you got to do that.
I mean, even if you got Chubb in this one, but that would make sense to have Brissett,
Yeah.
Hunt, and Chubb in the same lineup. That's way too uncorrelated.
No, so I think honestly, I'd probably go Cooper here just for his options, his receiving.
I don't like Cooper as much in this spot because then I feel like Brissett is more likely to be the optimal captain
Okay.
because you have Hunt, Njoku, and Cooper, in which it would be hard for Hunt to be the highest scorer.
Okay.
So I think this one makes more sense than maybe Najee.
Najee. Okay.
Because then you're getting all the points on the Steelers from Claypool. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a call. Shoot. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. So yeah, you're getting the points on the Steelers from those three guys. So I think that makes most sense.
All right. Next one. How do you feel about playing two tight ends?
I'm usually against it. I just don't like using two tight ends in the same lineup typically. Like it's just rare you see it happen. I don't know why it is. Like I've done so many of these showdown slates and it's very rare that like two tight ends pop off.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And usually if you see it, it's a lot more times like the elite of the elite guys. So like if you have like a Kelsey on the slate,
And then Andrews.
and then yeah, it's more likely to happen. The last two guys in my player pool at captain are Claypool and Browns D. I don't know if you have. I'm not. I'm actually not playing Pickens in the captain. I just think might be a little thin. This could wreck me, but
yeah, but for a couple of one-offs, I don't mind Pickens. I was thinking about doing that just for all the reports I've heard out of Steelers Nation.
Yeah.
That they're really trying to get involved because I mean they used a high draft pick on him and he hasn't done anything in the regular season. So, but Brown's defense, I mean, I feel like that's also, again with the low scoring opportunities here, I think that's a really good play. So let's just make this one a Browns defense as the captain, and
you definitely want one or two of Chubb and Hunt.
yeah. So what about playing both?
You could that you definitely wouldn't play Brissett in that lineup. You'd play Trubisky.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, we could build it that way for this one.
All right. And then you get
Um,
Trubisky. You got two. I mean, you can get any of the pass catchers.
yeah, you'd probably want like if the Browns are just like playing from ahead like this whole like you'd probably want a pass catcher on the Steelers. And it's okay to have Browns D. You probably don't want 3 Steelers with a Browns D captain. Um, that just is probably too uncorrelated, but you can get away with 2, I
Yeah.
think. So
That
you could do like Trubisky to Pickens, or Trubisky to Claypool, Trubisky to Deontay, whatever.
let's get really different. Let's do Pickens, and then leave
Okay.
anyone left on the board. So
I'd prefer. I feel like a Deontay makes more sense because I feel like because then you get to spend down at this last spot a little more.
okay.
And I don't know if you want Deontay and Pickens, but I mean you could.
What if you did? Because a kicker really doesn't hurt a defense that much. Would you do a kicker here?
Yeah, but I do Browns kicker.
Browns kicker.
Yeah, in this lineup, I don't think it would make sense to have 3 Steelers with Browns captain.
Okay. So we will go Cade York, the rookie out of I don't even know where he's from.
I don't. I didn't even know he was the Browns kicker.
Yeah, he
Um,
game winner week 1. It's like 55 yards.
yeah, I know. They
He's
got themselves a good one, I guess.
got some ice in his vein.
Um, and then this last one, like I like Claypool, you like Pickens, like what, like the lineup could be literally the exact same, and you just swap Claypool for Pickens. But we could do like one of these last Steelers guys just as an example.
Okay, let's do Claypool.
So then Trubisky, or yeah, Trubisky,
Yep.
probably one of Chubb or Hunt.
I'm leaning more. I'm on the Hunt side tonight.
Yeah, me too. Um, typically when you have a captain, this is another little tidbit. It's like when you captain a receiver, you typically don't want like it would be very unoptimal to play Deontay Johnson in this
Yep.
lineup because if Claypool is reaching his ceiling, that's coming at the cost of Deontay. You could get away with Pickens because
Yeah.
he's so cheap, but like Deontay is too expensive to make sense here.
Yeah. I totally agree there. So let's go with so we have Trubisky, Claypool, Hunt. This one,
Browns are like one of the kickers, so this could make sense with.
are you doing? So you're doing you don't want Steelers cap or Steelers defense?
I'm not going to be personally including Steelers defense. Like I'm building, I'll never have more than 3 Steelers in a lineup.
Okay.
Like you could, like it's very possible. It's probably a mistake I make sometimes, but like I keep my player pool super condensed, and like sometimes it costs me, and other times is when I have big nights, and that's just how I play.
Well, because when you have like a more condensed player pool,
You
if
get more combinations.
yeah, and if you hit on those smaller, like you're hitting, and like if you spread yourself out, like you may hit on a couple, but you're not hitting consistently enough to make the money back that you're spending.
Yeah, and showdown is like all about coming in first. Like that's the only way you really become profitable is hitting some first place
Mm-hmm.
in the tourneys. So yeah, I mean this one I mean it makes sense if we go yeah, I mean Browns D works. I'd probably prefer a kicker if
Yeah.
Claypool's captain, but
Yeah. All right. We'll go Kate.
either kicker works here. It just depends. Okay, so we went York, then we um trying to think of how to build the rest of this one.
I think you go. I think you'd go.
You could get Fryermuth in here.
Okay.
Oh, Fryermuth or maybe Pickens, one of those two.
I'd say let's do firemen because we haven't used them yet.
And then that leaves you 13-3. You could fit Najee.
And big old Naj.
And you leave 3,500.
Yep.
And that one's not a build I'll be doing because it has 4 Steelers. But that lineup of people will be going heavier on the Browns. So if you go a little heavier on the Steelers side, it might get you a little different.
All right. Do we have any more lineups we want to?
That was my player pool, and obviously, like those were just one lineups created with each one. But I'll just be mixing and matching a bunch of combinations with those 6 captains.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm going to do it. But
yeah, I think it's going to be the Millie Maker winner is probably going to have like maybe 100 points, 110 points.
it might even be like 80. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 70, 80 points.
Just remember that when you're building your lineups, again, you don't need. I think in this game you don't need to go too off the wall, because most of the player pools, the lowest you need to go is maybe the defenses or kickers.
Well,
Barring an injury, I'd be surprised with the way each team uses like a running back. Like Najee Harris is the workhorse there. What Snell's the backup? He might get in for a play or two.
yeah. So what I was going to say is this: I don't think this is a slate. Think the times to play like the $200 plays, like those like punt guys, is when it's actually high scoring games where you want to cram in all those high scoring players. And only to do that, you have to play like a punt at like 200.
Mm-hmm.
But on a slate like this, like, I do not think it's optimal to, like, there's not even a backup tight end that even stands out. Like, they rarely even see the field, like any of these $200 guys. Like Zach Gentry on Pittsburgh, which is like, he's 3K. He's not even 200. And then Harrison Bryant's 4.6. Like, they're just too expensive to play. And here's the one guy that I'll say at the cheap end, and he's not even 200. You still have to pay 1,000. He'll be under probably 1% owned, maybe right around 1%. Is Derek Watt.
Derek Watt.
Yeah, he'll come in like randomly to spell Najee, and it could happen near the goal line. That's where they'll use him for those short yardage things. And this is a slate where he makes more sense. I'd probably fade Najee in that lineup, so don't play Najee with Derek Watt.
No, I totally agree with you. Yeah, I'll be sprinkling in some Harrison Bryant's here and there, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty much cut and dry who you should be playing, and you just got to hope that you hit the right combination, and 1,500 people or 1,500 other people don't as well, because it's gonna be hard tonight for there to be a singular winner, in my opinion. So, but hey, winning $12,000 is better than winning nothing. So
yeah, my biggest stand fade is fading Chubb tonight, and that's where I'm going to be. That's my biggest stand.
Yeah, hey, it paid off last week when we both were on the same train of fading Jefferson, and a lot of and we gobbled up the extra points there with could have been a little bit more, could have won a little bit of money, both of us, but hey, still positive tonight. So again, hopefully you guys hit tonight. Screenshot your winnings, tag us, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. But I think that's all for this slate, and then we'll be back next week for possibly the Monday night. We might be able to do a Monday night showdown.
Which, the fact that I have to play that game is just sickening. Giants and Cowboys. God.
I think it'll be better than this, at least. This is rough.
It is.
But that'll do it for this episode, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.